What's up? As some of you know, I recently had a hypomanic episode. So today I'm going to be talking about that, how it affected my husband, how it affected our relationship, and what I learned in the process of it. But first, if you're new here, my name is Steph. I have bipolar disorder type 1 with psychotic features and mixed episodes. I got that diagnosis 9 years ago now. But prior to that, I lived my whole life with bipolar and suffered some major episodes. Okay, so recently the hypomanic episode. It started because I got really focused on a project. I found out like a month ago that I was getting airs on Pandora, and it wasn't just like it wasn't like 1/100th of a cent like it usually was. Like it was actually like making money on very few plays, and it was on Pandora, and so I was super excited. So that motivated me to release more music. And so I had worked really hard on this song, and I got really focused on it, and I got really in the midst of it. And I also had some issues happening at home, some trauma that I am not usually aware of. Like, we have all these things in our lives that create trauma, but we're not necessarily always aware of them. For example, my mother died April 15th. So that time of year is approaching again, which is fine, everybody loses someone. And then on top of that, my husband has been having some health issues, so that has really stressed me out. And I also have 2 new puppies, which are really stressful. So a lot of things were happening at one time. And my husband decided to go out of town. He didn't decide. He went out of town to hang out with his nephew. And his niece, and I didn't go. I stayed at home. And so I was on my own for several days. And usually when my husband's here, it's easier for me to sleep. I know that if I'm not in bed by a certain time, he's going to start to worry and get freaked out. So I'm usually always to bed between 10 and 11. When he was gone, I stayed up till midnight one night, and maybe a little bit later another night, maybe like 12:15 or something. But it wasn't till like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. And so he got upset and said that I wasn't taking care of myself because the hypomanic situation happened around the same time that he was gone. And so in his mind, he's like, I can never leave town again because you're just gonna lose your mind. And also, it's very difficult for him to grasp, because when we went to my psychiatrist, she said, well, what are the odds of this happening again, even though she's on medication now? And she said it's like 10%. She said, and that would be only the case if she were to like pull an all-nighter, if she were like, say, for example, studying for school and she'd stayed up all night studying, that type of thing, or a severe traumatic event. So he is worried about that, because our first year of marriage, I had a severe psychotic episode prior to being diagnosed. I was wandering the streets for a year. I was unfaithful. All of these horrible things happened. So whenever I have a hypomanic episode, he's immediately traumatized, scared, PTSD. All of these things come back. And I, as an empath, can feel it as soon as he's upset about something. And and I become upset because, so I was like in the hypomania experiencing symptoms, and he is like pointing out every single thing that I'm doing. To me, I'm feeling very attacked and defensive all the time. Like, he thinks that in my mind, I feel like he thinks that I'm going to go into psychosis. Like we were talking about conspiracy theories, and I was like, yeah, I have a conspiracy theory about rich people. I think that because 10% of the population owns 60% of the wealth, they could literally like start over and start a new population. It doesn't have to make sense. It's a conspiracy theory. So he started yelling at me and was like, what you're saying is not logical. You need to take your medication. I think you need to call your doctor, like stuff like that. And I don't think he's intentionally holding my mental illness against me. I think that he genuinely feels concerned and scared. And then there was another thing, like I was asking ChatGPT questions about my album in regards to different marketing plans, and he thought I was like gonna get into like AI psychosis, because that's happening to a lot of people now. So we really struggled. I realized that I experience a hypomanic episode probably once a year. And the last time this happened was in July, and my dog had just passed away, and I also was about to have a serious surgery. So that was the last time. And before that, I'm sure there was another time. And so, Kitty, sorry guys, she's ripping up my songs, so can't have that. I took a shower and my dogs ripped up my new rug and also a yoga block. So that was fun. So it was really difficult in our relationship. He kept getting upset. I get upset about things like he'll make comments that are not necessarily meant to be insulting too. He'll say things like, oh, you got your manic red lipstick on. He tends to focus on every little thing I'm doing and think that it's out of the ordinary, it's out of character, and it scares him. Like sometimes I listen to music in the shower. Usually only happens when he's at work. And I did it while he was in the living room watching something, and he's like, you never listen to music in the shower. This is out of the ordinary. You're acting strange. And I'm trying to explain to him, that's not true. I do that all the time. And he's like, no, you only do that when you're hypomanic. And I'm like, no, that's not true. And then he was like, then like I would get frustrated with him. Like I got upset that he announced to my brother-in-law that I was hypomanic prior to me going over there for a birthday party. And he doesn't understand that just because I have a YouTube channel and I talk about my life with bipolar disorder, I don't really want everyone else in the world to know about it. I don't want to discuss that with everyone else. The YouTube channel is for you guys and for me to feel less alone, and, to help family. So I was really hurt by that. And so I was like, you said this. And he's like, he didn't hear me. And so he starts yelling at me and I'm like, F you. And I get really irritated because he's yelling at me. He didn't hear me. And he's like thinking it doesn't matter. And I'm like, no, this matters whether he heard you or not. And so then he made a comment like, oh, this only happens when you're hypomanic. And so there were a lot of issues between us during this episode. I think we're both trying to navigate through bipolar disorder. My husband is an amazing partner and is there for me and is only concerned about me. And he has every right to be afraid and freak out because of what happened during our first year of marriage. But I also have the right to feel a certain way about it. Whether it's his reality, it's still the way I feel about it. And I think that like we do the best we can and partners do the best they can. And I think that it's really important that us as individuals with bipolar, that we're patient and we're understanding of those who do love us and are around us and are trying to help us. And so we signed up for therapy. So we're going to be going to therapy together, and he's going to be going to my next psychiatrist appointment with me. So hopefully she can ease some of his fears about how likely it is I'm going to go into psychosis, because hypomania is going to happen. And a majority of this episode, I was okay. And he gets really freaked out that I don't watch TV when I'm hypomanic, which I don't watch as much TV. It has to be really interesting in order for me to enjoy it, because there are things that I want to accomplish when I'm hypomanic that maybe I don't have the energy to do otherwise. But, it traumatizes people. Our episodes traumatize our loved ones severely, and they have PTSD just like we have PTSD. And I don't want you guys to feel guilt and shame over it. It's our illness. It's not our fault. But we still, in order to continue these relationships, we have to be 100% okay with who we are and trust who we are and love ourselves. Because if we don't do that, it's going to be really hard to have relationships with other people, because we're going to constantly seeking forgiveness and seeking validation, which was what was happening with me and my relationships with my family. I was constantly seeking validation and like, oh, do you forgive me? I was constantly just completely wrapped up in this shame and guilt, and it was destroying my relationship with my loved ones. And I worked through that. On that note, I hope that this video has been able to help you guys. Hey, you guys. Shh, stop. Stop it. Anywho, it's fun having animals. I hope this video has helped you in any way, shape, or form. Just kind of understand a little bit about how difficult it is to feel like, because I really felt like I was under a microscope the whole time. And I felt like every little thing I was doing was being picked apart, and it really sucked. And it's hard not to feel that way when you're hypomanic and someone's pointing it out to you. But anyway, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. I'm trying to do more videos. Mostly I'm doing shorts. I do have a book coming out, and I'm very busy well, I have a book coming out hopefully soon. It's 75% written, and I'm working on my album. So hopefully I can do videos once a week. That's what I'm going to aim for. I'm going to go back to not editing. Hope that doesn't bother you that much, but I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.